What's good? It's your man's IRLnash. Welcome to the Pokemon Channel. Always, let's jump into this last vid of the day. This one is how T-Pain exposed the music industry by Loista. I used to think it was Leroysta, but then now looking at the names, it's Loista. Make sure you subscribe to him. He put up some great movie music style documentaries. Just like Maddie, just like Patrick CC, I love all their content. Make sure y'all tap in with all of them.
Innovators in any field are sometimes hated in their own time, and one man who knows all about that is T-Pain. Breaking out of Tallahassee with an unheard of auto-tune sound, it took no time before he had an undeniable presence in the game.
You know, back then, man, they called me Music Out There Jesus. You know what I'm saying? I was the music Jesus, man. You want to get saved, come to the church of T-Pain, and I'll slam you a hook on there, and I'll make sure you're good for at least 3 more years. You'll be fine. You know what I'm saying?
Once seen as a man who was destroying music, T-Pain has survived everything from being universally despised by other artists, all the way through to bankruptcy, and lived to tell the tale.
Usher was my friend. He was like, nah, man, you really fucked up music for real singers. Literally at that point, I couldn't listen.
And while he may be seen as a success today, he's not afraid to let the public know about the pitfalls of the recording business and the many ways in which it's all in a illusion that is kept shrouded from the public.
Everybody's your brother while they can use you. Everybody. Everybody is your brother while they can use you.
It's your boy Loista, and this is how T-Pain exposed the music industry. Initially brought into the industry as a member of the Florida's Nappy Heads crew, T-Pain, who had been toying with music production since he was at the tender age of 10, soon realized that he was going to get lost in the shuffle of an endless array of
crazy in
local
general,
MCs.
though.
Realizing that he wanted to be a singer instead of a rapper because everybody in Tallahassee was rapping, T-Pain's life forever altered its course the day that he heard one studio tool that he'd become the king of.
It was Jennifer Lopez. J-Lo. It was the Dark Tide remix of If You Had My Love, and I heard she used it for like 2 seconds. That's exactly what I want to sound like. And I went on like a 1.5-year search for it. I didn't know what it was called, and then I walked right up on it.
So, from my knowledge of what auto-tune was supposed to be, it was built to be like a type of sonar system, like to try to like detect when things, and it was like, I guess you sent the signal out through it, and it was supposed to, you know, use some type of reverberation, whatever it was, to detect things. And then somebody plugged the microphone up to it and something different happened. That's what I was taught.
Goddamn auto-tune.
Once it was heard on his debut single, I'm Sprung, the robotic vocals that he incorporated into his music became a staple of what was then the hip-hop and R&B landscape. However, there was a misconception that Pain used it as a crutch to make up for his lack of vocal
T-Pain can sing.
And in fact, he enlisted it as a stylistic element to his music, and would prove it years later when he finally unveiled his real voice in all its glory on The Masked Singer. But long before he was capable of proving that, T-Pain was the poster boy for a sound that received a potent mixture of love and hate from fans and other musicians alike. And without realizing it, this would be the first way that T-Pain would expose the fickle nature of the recording companies and consumers. Because once his style became trendy, everyone wanted a piece. While he was the first one to really place it at the forefront of his music, many people were skeptical if the sound on his debut album, Rapper Turned Singer, was essentially just a novelty. Think how most people see the squeak rap of 645 AR today.
Ooh. Come on now, we can't be comparing that to T-Pain, bro. That's crazy as shit. Come on, bro. That ain't even, nah.
With T-Pain still a newcomer in the game, someone else had to legitimize his patented sound. And looking back, he credited a rapper you wouldn't necessarily expect with making it acceptable.
Sexual
and in Pain's
seduction.
view, the sense of someone else having to take what he does and make it cool has been a recurring trend in his career.
Was there any resistance?
Oh, that's all it was. It was only resistance until somebody cool did it. Who did that? Who made it cool? Snoop. Snoop did it. Then it was totally fine. Everybody
I would
was like,
say,
you know, okay, I guess.
I think Lil Wayne made it cool first when he did that shit on They Know Remix. I think that was the first time I really thought like, oh, this shit crazy. And I don't look right. And if it ain't money, then I don't look right.
Listen to it.
Isn't that funny, man? How like you look at something back and like today, no one would believe that you went through resistance.
Yeah.
But at the time, I remember that it was nuts.
And it's incredible. It's incredible. I just went through it again. I did a hook in 2014. Erica Banks picked up the hook in 2020, it had to be, or 2019 or 2020. She put the song out, Erica Banks, T-Pain. Not really anybody paid attention to it. Glorilla just found the same hook.
The one that I'm hearing right now?
The one that you're hearing right now. She just found it this year, and it's a smash. Same hook, same beat, nothing different. Just Glorilla instead of Erica Banks.
Yeah.
One's more popular.
We're big Glorilla fans.
So it's incredible.
Well, I don't even know what they talking
the auto-tune
about.
sound was widely adopted in the aftermath of Snoop's sensual seduction, and people were suddenly banging on T-Pain's door for assistance. But if he thought this was the fast track to love and appreciation from his fellow artists, then Teddy Boy was in for a rude awakening that would be a sign of the uphill battle he'd face much of his career. Following the success of his original trilogy of albums, Kanye West became infatuated with the auto-tune synth, and he quickly enlisted the help of its master to bring the sound to life. I co-signed his whole album. I just flew in last night from Hawaii, working. T-Pain told MTV on the set of Sierra's Go Girl video, his whole album is crazy, and it's definitely a different...
In the last video, they were just talking about how T-Pain had all them niggas out in Hawaii doing Dark Twisted Fantasy.
Kind of Kanye. As far as Love Lockdown goes, he did that whole thing himself. He just had me in mind. 808s is really all Kanye. I'm just here to keep it from sounding adult contemporary. But even though Kanye actively called upon T-Pain for help, that didn't mean he had to respect him. And as he recalled, Ye was dissing him during the recording process.
There was many times when I was working on 808s and Heartbreaks with him, he came up with this song for me, and it wasn't a good song. It was basically describing how whack my ideas was that I was coming up with, and
I'm saying, G, as we know, Kanye West do that to everybody on them damn. That's why I don't think nobody gonna show up no more moving forward except for unknown people.
Everybody in the studio join in with him to sing the song like T-Pain shit is weak. Like it was real, like it was actually pretty lyrical. I actually thought he should have put that on the record at some point. But you know, it would have been a diss record, so I thought that was pretty fucked up. But I mean, it was fun until that song started happening.
Soon after, 808s and Heartbreak would push autotune to a level of mainstream popularity that it never had reached before. And as the sound exploded, demand for T-Pain's approach increased just as quickly. That surge translated into an overwhelming number of feature requests. While features can be beneficial, T-Pain later explained that they also come with trade-offs. In an interview with The Fader, he broke down how collaborating often requires sacrificing parts of your own identity in order to fit someone else's record. As he put it, when I get on a song with somebody else, it's not the T-Pain that you would hear by myself. For him, features weren't about repeating the same formula, but about adapting to someone else's creative space.
Bro, this is the new era of auto-tune.
He then explained that this constant adjustment is what makes features challenging and why many artists struggle with it. When you get pigeonholed into a certain style, it lessens your ability to do features. He said, adding that artists who refuse to change or conform often find their opportunities limited. What separated T-Pain was his flexibility. I feel like the ability that I have to match an artist and really complement the artist is a big part in me doing features, he explained, while noting that many artists remain stuck in their ways. That adaptability made him one of the most sought-after collaborators in the industry. During his initial run, the demand was constant.
That nigga went on one of the greatest feature runs in the history of hip-hop probably, bro. Him and Drake. Them two niggas went on two of the greatest feature runs ever.
His phone rang daily, with DJ Khaled being one of the most frequent callers. T-Pain recalled Khaled sending beats late at night and insisting on immediate turnarounds.
People gotta stop
for vocals to be recorded.
People gotta stop fucking with their teeth, bro. That nigga DJ Khaled look normal as hell right there, bro. He got them teeth. He look like a villain.
The same night, so the song could be released the next day.
Nigga look like
they
a
say you
goddamn
make
villain.
hay while the sun shines, and when T-Pain was in demand, he took every opportunity possible, working with everyone from his label boss Akon to Chris Brown, Jamie Foxx, Plies, Flo Rida, Lil Wayne, The Lonely Island, and more. But that degree of requests for his services had its problems that anyone in the industry would face if they were that hot at one point. For one thing, it led to some serious sacrifices in his personal life.
So then Buy You a Drink obviously took you to another atmosphere.
Yeah.
Now, what was the story behind that?
Man, I actually didn't want to
It's
do
a trick,
like,
nigga. Buying a bunch of drinks for people.
You said you didn't want to do
I
it?
didn't want to do that song at all. It was the one song I needed on my album. Snap music was popular at the time.
Yeah.
And my A&R was like, dude, you gotta do at least one Snap song. I was like, I'll do it, but I'm gonna do my version of it. And that was like the last song I recorded for the album, and that's what made them like, okay, we can put this out now. And I did not want to do that fucking song.
Well, why did you stop?
I had to,
Why?
because it was taking over everything. My career was just my life.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I wanted to, like, you know, my kids made two different people. Like, when they saw me on TV, they would call that person Other Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah, when I would get home, like...
That nigga
you know,
said,
run to me and
what?
shit like-
No, he did not. No, the fuck he did not. I know that nigga just ain't all. Hell no.
Made two different people. Like, when they saw me on TV, they would call that person Other Daddy.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, that nigga, get this nigga the fuck up out of here. Oh,
Get
nigga.
home, like, you know, they wouldn't run to me and shit like that. It's like, I've been on the road for fucking 2 months. Like, you ain't seen me. And it's like, we saw you. You've been on the TV. We saw you.
But beyond that, he didn't acquire the money he should have because he didn't always
Man.
charge for features.
And
only to
then
find
he
out
tried to
that
get
his
him back.
kindness wouldn't always be returned.
And they would
A lot
not
of
do
people
no
don't know,
features for him.
Most of those features I did back in 2008 and 9 and 10, I did all of them for free. And yeah.
No.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I did all of them for free, and all I wanted you to do was get back on my shit. That's it. I just wanted to even swap because I was going to charge you just as much as you charged me. So I did a lot of stuff for free, and then, you know, nothing was reciprocated. You know what I'm saying? But even if I got somebody to even try to be on the song, they would come back and charge. And I'm like, well, remember the...
Although this financial exploitation would have been a bitter pill to swallow, it was far from the only issue that T-Pain was facing. Because
all
with
this
his
money.
auto-tuned voice being heard from every club, it seemed like he would inevitably reach a point of oversaturation where audiences just said that it was enough. Until then, he was going to keep riding high.
Nobody runs out of money, apparently, so what the fuck do I need to check in for? It's just gonna keep going up and up.
Okay.
Fucking crazy.
So the peak for you would have been 2007 when you were on 3 like bona fide #1 hits.
Absolutely.
One
for
of
sure.
which is a diamond platinum.
Yes.
10 million sales.
Absolutely.
That's the
Damn.
Flo Rida Low song.
Low,
And so-
low. They got the map about them jeans.
We got that reggaeton. Today, we're gonna be making beats you guys send.
So you're on top of the world.
On top of the world.
And it's never gonna stop.
Yeah, like why the fuck would I check it?
Right.
Yeah.
He's not checking it.
to check.
He's not waking up, looking at his B of A with his coffee in the morning, like.
But as it turned out, the problems that really spelled T-Pain's initial downfall didn't come from fans getting tired of his sound. They came from other artists beginning to push back against him in a way that completely shook his confidence and sent him into a dark spiral.
That
And when your entire
auto-tune.
life starts becoming public property, that's when things get dangerous. Not just for your career, but for your real life. Because once your name, your address, scam you, stalk you, impersonate you,
I knew it.
is removed, you can target the exact sites and data removal process verified by Deloitte. So
Know it.
/LOUAISTA Luesta. Protect your name, protect your peace, and make it harder for anybody to mess with your life. I want to thank Incogni for sponsoring today's video.
Come
Now
on,
let's get back into it.
man.
When Jay-Z took to the stage at Summer Jam in 2009,
Def
T-Pain
Auto
informed
Tune.
Hove that he was excited to see his performance and made way through the backstage area to watch the performance firsthand. But what he didn't know was that on that famed Hot 97 stage where Jay
Bro.
originally launched his war against Nas and Mobb Deep with Takeover, he had a new target, T-Pain's signature sound. In a track called DOA, which is the death of autotune, Jay both shouts out T-Pain and decries his effect on music, telling other artists that they're T-Paining too much.
That shit was ass, bro. I can't even hold you up. I hated that shit. Even back then, I was low-key, because everybody know I'm a big Jay-Z fan, bro. I was like, this shit ass, bro. This song ass. He ass for doing this shit. He weak for trying to fuck over some shit, because I was cool with auto-tune at the T-Pain level. I just didn't think rappers should be using it for real. But rappers really ain't use auto-tune at that point. Not at that point. It was like 2010, bro. Like, rappers wasn't really using auto-tune in 2010. That shit ain't happening until like 2015, 16 for real.
Despite whatever his intentions were, Teddy now reflects on it as though it were a low point for his career, with Jay officially declaring what he did no longer cool.
When I first heard the song, I didn't even pay attention to him saying that. I didn't even know he said my name in the song. I was just so shocked, like, what the fuck, man? So, but you know, once I sat down to listen to it, I was like, oh, he's talking about rappers. Okay, I get that.
And as it turned out, the song actually helped T-Pain to make a decision that he was already taking steps towards, and that was to fall back, before what he did became a curse upon the airwaves.
Did it affect you in any way? Did you see any slowdown at that point?
Was it the shit out of me? Yeah. Yeah. But nah, I mean, and the crazy thing was I was on so much music at that point, we was already planning on fucking like stopping. I was gonna disappear for a while. So it was already in place for me to do that. But at the same time, when that song happened, it happened like 2 months before we were planning to do it. And it just seemed like I disappeared because of the song.
At the time, this was a very public issue between hip-hop's so-called old guard and a new generation that was redrawing the boundaries of what it meant to rap or sing. And while he didn't necessarily appreciate
I can't lie, I couldn't stand them niggas when they first came into the game and started winning. And it was mainly just because, bro, I grew up on the East Coast of America, Midwest, of course, but on the more East, let me say that. I grew up in the Midwest, but on the East, Northeast, whatever you want to call it up here, New York, all these areas, even Ohio, you know, Chicago, shit like that. It's like niggas just rap more boom bap style, you know, bars, innuendo, shit that just, you know, just a bunch of different, just poetry basically. And I didn't understand snap music. I didn't understand Soulja Boy for real. But I really didn't understand Future and Young Thug and Lil Uzi Vert. I did not understand them niggas, bro. When them niggas came into the game, I was just like, these niggas not rapping, bro. They don't know, they not good. And it was just mainly because I didn't want to give it a chance. Because I was like, that ain't rap. Rap is, you know, and especially at that point, we had some young artists. They were younger at that time. You had Drake, J. Cole, Wale, Big Sean. You know, you had Wiz Khalifa, who may not have been the best bar for bar artist, but still, boy could rap. Like, you had all these dudes in the game. So it was just kind of like when Future broke, and then Uzi broke, and then Fetty Wap, it was kind of just like, whoa, what's going on? What's happening right now? And that shit really, it shook the industry up, bro.
The sense that he saw what Jay was trying to do. However, the backbiting within the industry can take an immense toll on an artist's well-being, and while he took Jay's critiques in his stride, the same couldn't be said when a comment from a fellow star finally brought him down. This was his infamous confrontation on a plane with Usher. After asking the flight attendant to connect them, Payne was blindsided by what his fellow hitmaker had to say.
So I got up and went back, and it was like,
Come on, bro. 2 commercials is crazy.
you know, how's everything going? Quick small talk, no big deal. And he was like, man, I want to tell you something, man. He was like, man, you kind of fucked up music. I don't even think I realized this for a long time. That's the very moment that started like a 4-year depression for me.
And from there, he struggled with it for years.
Now, cars, from the moment you come out that lot, that should depreciate. damn near 40%. So I saw that car. I said, ooh. I said, Payne, I don't know. He said, nigga, I'm shitting on these niggas. I said, yeah, you are. You shitting on me too, nigga. I gotta give it to you. But, nigga, he was shitting on everybody.
But a more troubling aspect of this is that it not only sent T-Pain down a road towards self-doubt, but spoke to how he'd continually be discredited and
they got a chain that said big ass chain, bro. Like,
regarded in spite of the strides forward he took. After Jay declared the death of Autotune, T-Pain took the hiatus.
This was the worst version. That was the worst version of Jay-Z, bro.
But where his previous two albums regarded in spite of the strides forward he took. After Jay declared the death of Autotune, T-Pain.
This Jay-Z is the worst version. Hands down the worst version of Jay-Z that ever hit the market. I cannot lie to you, bro. Like, I just didn't understand who this nigga thought he was. I did not like Jay-Z at this point. When that nigga dropped, what's that fucking CD called? The fucking Blueprint 3? Bro, I almost stopped fucking with the nigga after that shit. Because I was like, this shit ass, bro. And then that Holy Grail shit afterwards, I was just like, I liked it a lot more when it came out. I listened to that shit like a week or two ago. It's trash. That CD sucks, bro. And I was just like, nah, bro. This is the worst version of Jay-Z.
The hiatus that he discussed, but where his previous two albums debuted within the top 10, and his singles or features regularly bagged the top spots, 2011's Revolver peaked at number 28. And as for hit tracks, he hasn't appeared in the top 10 on the charts since 2010. And as he tried to hold on to the limelight, his trademark look descended into self-parody. With that, he was no longer seen as the wizard he once was, and soon, the downsides of fame had time to seep in.
I saw you on Jesus and Mero saying that big ass chain you had back in the day.
Yay!
That was you regret that purchase.
Oh, for sure. 400.
Damn.
And where money was once no object, his spending got out of control around the time that the big checks gradually stopped.
How much was that Bugatti?
1.2.
And you spent $1.2 million.
Yeah.
And got rid of it a week later.
Not a week later. I had it for about 5 months.
And why'd you get rid of it? They said you needed brakes or something.
I broke it. I put a hole in the radiator.
His convict label boss Akon saw this firsthand, recalling that he basically bankrupted himself in the pursuit of trying to keep stunting.
Because Payne had got to a certain level of his career where he was competing with me too.
Interesting.
Right? So we would have real conversations. I'd be like, yeah, Payne, I don't think you need to buy that car. But I noticed that every time I bought a car, Payne would come and try to outdo it. Then he pulled up on me in a Bugatti. I said, nigga. At that time, the car was like 1.7 million.
These struggles in themselves spoke to the hazardous nature of the music industry's success. Because once it begins to slip through your fingers, there's no telling how far you can fall. Thankfully for T-Pain, it never reached the extremes that others endured. But that doesn't mean he hasn't been extensively humbled over the years once projects like Oblivion started peaking at number 155 on the charts. At some stages, even attempted collaborations were destroyed by T-Pain's influence and track record being taken for granted. Just look at how Travis Scott and his crew treated him long after he should have been given his respect.
Started going into how I do production and I'm just like, you know what, because blah, blah, blah. And the whole time I'm looking at my computer and doing shit. I'm like, cause, when I do this type of shit right here, blah, blah, and I do this. And he's back here with his homeboy. So I don't know what they're doing back there. And I'm just moving my mouse around on my computer and then I turn around and I'm like, everybody in the room dead sleep. Knocked the fuck out. Travis is somehow also asleep. Standing up. Don't know how. Don't know. What the fuck happened? Bro, I was only talking for like 3 or 4 minutes.
Over time, the scale of the public's disinterest in hearing his trademark sound truly came into focus when a massive...
Every story I hear about Travis Scott is the worst story. Like this nigga don't nobody like this nigga, bro. Like, literally, don't nobody like that nigga Travis Scott whatsoever.
Up tour had been canceled due to poor ticket sales. And in a sign of the trademark honesty that he's become known for, T-Pain broached the subject head-on via Instagram in October of 2019. And where other people have been accused of falsifying personal reasons and other half-baked excuses, Pain refused to deceive the audience.
I'm gonna take it upon myself to cancel the One Up DLC tour because it just would have been a bad look for me and it wouldn't have been entertaining for y'all. So now let me tell you, I was advised to lie about this and say that I needed some time or I needed some alone time or me time and some shit like that, or you know, I needed time to spend with my family or some medical attention or something like that. Just don't make it look like we fucked up. We fucked up. We fucked up. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all, man. That's not. I know, and most artists
too big of venues.
Whenever concerts get canceled or tours get canceled, it's for low ticket sales. It ain't really about, you know, whatever the fuck reason they say. And I think that's wrong. That's fucked up.
Where most rappers would see this as a clear loss of face and potentially damaging to their reputation,
again,
people appreciated
and that's the thing. It was about and of course he made way more money streaming now than doing music, so it really don't matter. But you gotta cut it down, bro. Niggas is putting in money for arena tours and theater halls and shit like that, where it's like, bro, you need to be doing 400 or 500 seaters, if that. 250 seaters, bro. Just go stack up some cheese and shit.
That T-Pain was providing.
I'm not saying T-Pain.
That can often be.
I'm saying that that's what some people shit is,
where everything is an illusion. The dude is very honest and sincere. He practically puts all the blame on himself. That takes a lot of humility. I can respect that, and I hope the best for him going forward. Watching this humble ass apology to his fans, I'm team T-Pain. By being raw and honest,
damn, that's crazy.
Suddenly regained an.
Y'all read that? This was after The Masked Singer too. Damn.
Who appreciated the willingness to cut through the facade and tell the truth about what's really going down. And not only that, this led to a re-evaluation of his true place in the industry. Since he re-entered the public's good graces, T-Pain has learned that there's money to be made in sharing his opinions far and wide. And with the rise of the online landscape that we exist in today, he found the perfect avenue in streaming. Here, he found the permanent outlet to divulge his views on the world of hip-hop and everything in between.
Making the music on live was dope.
He sure has a lot to say.
Like,
Back
we
in
get
the
to
day,
see T-Pain
he had the likes of Jay discrediting what he had to offer to the sound. Now he's actively complaining about how everything he was hearing today was identical, prompting even some of those who weren't all that fond of his music finding themselves agreeing with him.
Just, god damn it! Dudes of different music! We have all the shit that you're doing. We already have it. Lil Uzi Vert is already doing it. Lil Baby is already doing it. Dumb Baby is already doing it. It's literally two niggas with baby in their names that's already doing it. Stop saying.
Oh shit, bro. It's literally two niggas with baby in their names doing this shit.
It is bullshit!
Them niggas not even close to the same type of artist, bro.
Jesus,
that's crazy.
Damn tap dancing Christ!
I may not be a fan of T-Pain, but he's right. Most of these rappers and other mainstream artists sound the same, but he by no means stopped there. Considering the attention these clips got, T-Pain realized it was in his best interest to be a voice of authority when it came to exposing the secrets of the game, even if sometimes he doesn't always tell people what they want to hear. For one thing, he's pushed back on the whole slave contract idea that a lot of artists repeat, explaining that while labels do take advantage of young artists who are eager to sign, those artists still make the choice to give up long-term rights for quick money.
When everybody said, oh, my record label's controlling me and I can't get out of this deal and y'all need to let me go, bro, the record label's sitting back like, we're controlling you because we gave you $10 million. And you think you're going, wait a minute, you think you're about to do whatever you want to do with our money? And then you think you're about to get out of your deal scot-free without paying us back our money? You didn't do anything. Your shit flopped. The $10 million we gave you was for you to make a dope project that wasn't gonna flop. You already broke your fucking contract. So now you think we're gonna let you go away and just get out of this deal while still owing us money? No.
For T-Pain, Dispensing this kind of knowledge is as easy to him as a rapper will make a deeply capped claim. As where others keep the myths and pretense, he's happy to lift the lid on things like surprise albums.
The AI-powered vocal chain from Autotune is your cheat code for unlocking your signature vocal sound. You can try all these.
When it seems like people just drop music, like let's say somebody will tweet something that says album Friday, boom, and then everything goes into a frenzy. Like, wait, bitch, we're not what the fuck? We're not ready for this. You got an album coming out Friday? What's going on? It's not the labels, it's the PR companies. It's the fucking people I had my fucking meeting with today. It's the people that's trying to do that for me. It's the people, it's the PR companies, public relations. Now, these people need to see how well your relationship is with the public in order to know how they're gonna react to something like that. So, when somebody says album Friday, first of all, they've been working on that fucking album for 6 months. So it's not like, oh, I just recorded these songs in the last 2 weeks and I'm just gonna drop them real quick.
Some songs take like 2 years to come out.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
From there, he divulged information on how the charts are rigged, and even proceeded to disclose some things that are counted towards sales figures that you'd never anticipate.
YouTube ads. You know the things on YouTube when you can skip them after 5 seconds? You can buy those. And anytime one of those, like it can advertise your album. It can advertise your album, right? But anytime one of those reaches 5 seconds, it counts as a stream. So if I wanted to promote my album on YouTube and it turns out to be one of them ads that you can watch it for 5 seconds and then you can skip it if you want to, or you can watch the whole thing. But if you skip it, I still got my 5 seconds and that counts as a stream. So it's a bitch.
In fact, he divulged so much information that he had people concerned for his well-being, as though he were a real whistleblower. I say this before and I'ma say this again. Protect and pray for T-Pain at all costs. The big-time players in the industry don't want their secrets out. As he established his platform and the views rolled in, Pain revealed that streaming was more lucrative than music ever was.
I'm making more money off of video games than I've made in the last 4 years. No, just playing them.
Wait, you're making money playing video games? So that's playing them on Twitch?
Yeah.
And still, the shots at hip-hop's inner workings didn't stop either, as he discussed the ludicrous nature of trying to align a street image with the realities of the market-oriented major label music industry.
Gangster, you know, will take a picture, send it to the PR company. The PR company will take out their scars and wrinkles and bullshit, send it back to them and say, hey, here's what you say album Friday. It's so stupid. How can you call yourself a real and a gangster and you got, oh my God, I'm tired. But I'm fake for telling the truth. That's the craziest thing in the world to me.
And while much of his criticism of the culture is very broad, there are other instances where he gets very specific about what artists should do, or even those who he feels have wronged him. Recently, he advised Drake to depart from the industry, catching flack from Drizzy's entourage in the process.
I think the one thing I learned from Drake, and here's the crazy thing, one thing I learned from Drake, but one thing he hasn't followed his own words. Drake said, I want to be one of them people that gracefully bow out and not get kicked out.
Shout out my nigga Pat.
I have ever since said, thank y'all.
I grew up with this nigga right here, actually. Young Pat. I grew up with that nigga, bro. We played football together our whole lives. Shout him out. Dog got one of the biggest podcasts in the world.
Appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all when I drop. Don't worry about it. I'll just drop something.
Yeah.
Let me know if you heard it. Yeah. Drake is like, no, listen. Okay, I got another one. Hold on, check this out. Check this out. Y'all didn't like that one? Okay, real quick. Just one more. Let me try one more. And then he's the person that he said, you know, he didn't want to be. And I learned that from him. Like when he said that, I want to gracefully bow out and not get kicked out. I was like, you know what?
And while most people tend to agree with him, this was one instance where people felt it was maybe a byproduct of sour grapes of Drake existing in the same space he did, yet more successfully.
T-Pain, with this story being said, you could see why he might have some resentment for Drake. But I just wish that T-Pain would just say it like, yo, bro, I don't really rock with dude. He was supposed to give me these records. It didn't go the way I wanted it to go.
But if there's any one issue in the culture that T-Pain is really amped about, it's the lack of real, tangible loyalty in the game. Because while he did plenty for people, he felt that it wasn't returned by people he thought was his friend, most notably DJ Khaled.
What have you learned about this business in 20 years?
No.
If you're a producer who hates AI, this plugin might change your mind. This is reimagining Co-Producer. You can take any...
Nobody is your brother. Nobody.
Come on, Payne, don't do that.
Come on, Payne. Come on.
Is your
Payne, come on.
brother.
Little ass chain is
Khaled,
so hilarious, bro.
Everybody done told me I'm your brother. Do not believe that shit.
Lord have mercy, Payne.
Everybody's your brother
Lord
while
mercy,
they
Payne.
can use you. Everybody. Everybody is your brother while they can use you. Nobody is your brother. That is the quickest and the most consistent thing that I've learned through this whole thing.
Despite everything he had to suffer and the hard road back to the respect he deserved, T-Pain ultimately got the payoff after selling his catalog to Harborview Equity. I'm excited for this next chapter and to partner with Harborview Equity
Wonder how long he
as they
sold
help
it
preserve
for.
the legacy of my music. The singer said in a statement caught by Variety, "This catalog represents years of hard work, creativity, and unforgettable moments, and I'm grateful to see it continue to reach new heights. I don't plan on stopping anytime soon." And long after he once seemed on the cusp of bankruptcy, Payne has enough to truly celebrate again.
What made you sell your catalog?
What made me sell my catalog? The amount of money that they gave me for my catalog, it literally would have took me 100 years to make that money. I calculated it and I was like, why would I sell y'all this? Why would I say? And they were like, look, here's how much you're making per year off of this. We're gonna give you 100 years worth of money right here all at once.
Okay.
Why would you? Yeah. I didn't think that was a hard.
Did you discuss it with wife? She's like, hey, check this out. This company came to me, this venture capitalist or this recording, whatever.
I discussed it with my wife.
She said, why you ask me that question? You know damn well you supposed to have said yes on the spot.
Above the financial rewards that he's now reaping for sticking to his guns, what T-Pain can really take pride in is that after all of the difficult roads he's had to walk, his decisions have been validated. And as both a man who refused to sugarcoat things and an innovator that changed the game as we know it, there's simply nothing left to do but salute T-Pain for everything he's given to the music game that we love. He's a real one. As always, it's your boy Luesta, and I want to thank y'all for watching today's video. As always, I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.
Hey man, you gotta clap it up, Loister. Baby having some heat. Be doing this thing. Be doing this thing, man. But yeah, that was a good one. That was a good one, bro. I hate when I go. Shit, my bad.